Okay, dear listeners, now today you are welcome so that we can proceed with our daily poetry analysis. So for today, we are going to look at a poem composed by a woman who is Grace Nichols. The poem itself is known as Epilogue. Epilogue. Yes, epilogue is of course a monostanza poem. When I say monostanza, I mean is a poem of only one stanza. So today let us look at this poem, then we shall analyze it from one stage to another stage. Let me recite the poem first. The poem is written as, the title is Epilogue. Okay. I have crossed an ocean, I have lost my tongue, from the root of the old one a new one has sprung. I have crossed an ocean, I have lost a tongue, from the root of the old one a new one has sprung. So this poem of course talks about the separation of people from one place to another. So this poem, as I have said earlier, that was written by a black woman from Guyana or Caribbean, Grace Nichols, who later moved to England. So sometimes we may say that this poem may in one way or another talk about her life experience, how she moved from her homeland, Caribbean, to England. Uh, Also, this poem is aimed to express maybe important ideas about separation and a new beginning. For instance, once you move from one country to another, you tend to have some new beginning and some changes. And also, in this poem, there are some of words which are used to symbolize the other things. For instance, says, I have crossed an ocean, I have lost my tongue, from the root of the old one, a new one has sprung. Maybe here, I have crossed an ocean may be used to talk about the ocean, maybe Pacific Ocean, which she maybe in one way or another crossed when she was moving from Caribbean or to England. Or also in one way or another, this ocean, I have crossed an ocean, maybe can be some challenges that when you pass you may face some challenges. Also here, I have crossed an ocean may refer to some changes which someone may undergo once some changes occur. For instance, when you are crossing from one area to another area, you tend to have some changes. So also there is another word like I have lost my tongue. I have lost my tongue. Here, tongue may be used to symbolize language. May be used to symbolize language. What does this mean? This means that maybe she has adopted a new language. Maybe she has adopted a new language. Or maybe she no longer speaks her native languages, because once you enter a certain place, you tend to meet different people of different culture, of different language. Maybe because of that adoption of another culture tends her to say that now I have lost my original language, or I have lost my tongue. So here, to lose your tongue does not mean that you lose your part of the body, rather you have lost maybe your native language. Also here, she says that I have lost my tongue, from the root of the old one, a new one has sprung. From the root of the old one, a new one has sprung. Maybe here, maybe in one way or another here, she means that maybe if it is because of a new one has sprung. For instance, if you move from one country to another, you meet people speaking their native languages, and once you meet, if you have different languages, you try to find a way of communicating. That's where we say that maybe there is a language which we normally call maybe Pidgin language or Creole languages. So due to that language, remember Creoles and Pidgin's languages normally are created by meeting of two different languages. Maybe that's why she said that from the root of the old one a new one has sprung. That once you have your original language and you meet with someone with his or her own original language, you tend to create a new one, but the new one which is created normally has to follow some rules and grammatical guidelines and rules concerning such languages. That's why we say that now the new one which is created is the result of the original languages you had. Apart from that, as I have said, crossing ocean may symbolize what we call changes in life. So that's what we can say about short history of this poem. Although it is short, but it has something very good, important. You have to note on that, because people always do normally move from one area to another. And the way they move, they tend to undergo some cultural changes. Of course, this poem, I like it and I love it, of course. Epilogue by Grace Nichols. Very nice, very nice poem. So this poem also in this, on the part of analyzing in its language use, we can say that also, although it is short by looking, but it has some language rules and it has some some what we call here, because there is repetitions, something which we call as the use of figures of speech. Here there is the use of figures of speech, repetition. I have crossed an ocean, I have lost my tongue. So here there is repetition of the word I have, I have, I have. Maybe this girl here or this woman here wants to tell us now she remembers that now she is no longer speaking her native language. Rather, she has already adapted another culture. She had already adapted another culture. So apart from this repetition of the phrase I have in the first verse and the second verse, also there is another figure of speech which is symbolism. We have seen here she has tried her level best to use symbolism like crossed an ocean, which may symbolize changes in life. Also there is the use of to lose. I have lost my tongue. I have lost my tongue. To lose your tongue means to lose your identity, or maybe to lose your language. It means that now you are speaking a new language. Apart from language use, also here we can comment this poem in terms of the themes on the part of content. So thematic analysis here in this poem are like this poem, of course, talks about two main themes, which are separation and loss of identity. Many people have lost their identity because of the movement or the crossing from one border to another border. Not only losing identity because of crossing one border to another border, but also you may also cross one ocean to another ocean, or from one country crossing an ocean to another country, like what she did. Maybe it is because Grace Nichols also moved from Caribbean to England through Pacific Ocean. That's why maybe she tried to compose this poem. Not only that, but also here we can see relevance of this poem. Of course, this poem is relevant in one way or another, because people tend to move from one country to another, maybe because of some problems, because of maybe diseases, because of wars. Not only that, but also because of maybe because of separation in families, hunger, people may move from one area to another. And after moving, the place where they move, they meet different people, whereby they try to change their culture. So, relevance of this poem, of course, it is relevant to our contemporary societies. Because in our societies, of course, we meet different people who lose their identity because of separation. And in one way or another, this poem here, Epilogue, may be used to refer to different people, maybe who in one way or another, either moved their country, crossing the ocean. For instance, the Caribbean people, they moved from their homeland to England. Also may be used to refer to African people who moved from their African countries to England or to other area in the world, where after meeting other people of different culture, they tried to change. That's why this poem was composed. But not only that, but also it may refer to people in one way or another who moved from Africa and who was sent to America and other countries because of slavery, whereby nowadays they are no longer speaking the same language of their origin in Africa, rather they are speaking other languages. Due to that, according to Grace Nichols, she says that now they have lost their tongue, and from the root of the old one, a new one has sprung, because they have crossed the ocean. So this is what I can share with you today. If you have any question, comment, addition, or anything that you think can help in one way or another, maybe you want a certain poem also to be analyzed, you are really in love with it and you are like to know its analysis of it, please don't forget to contact me by using my email or by using this YouTube channel. My email is godsondanthony@gmail.com, or you can use a godson122@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. Have a nice day.